Mic check, mic check. One, two. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in this fine world. Thanks for taking some time out and joining me on my weekly live stream, episode 129, just about 2.5 years straight of talking Splinterlands on Saturday morning. So I want to wish you a good day wherever you happen to be in this fine world. Lots of things to talk about. We can dive in. The Crypto Gaming Recovery Fund was top of mind as Dave had made a big announcement about that this week. And I found an interesting something else that another game is kind of following suit. We'll talk about that here in a bit. But let's go ahead and see who is on chat today. Let's see. Gathering the Magic's here. Welcome, Gathering. Gathering says, good morning. I've been selling my Frontier packs for DEC and swapping to SPS and vouchers, trying to grab that new voucher card. Nice. Yeah, I also want to grab that voucher card. We can actually take a look at it. I guess it's under Shop Exclusive. That would be it. And it's Dargotham. Gearnut. Interesting name. It's not allowing me to click on it and make it bigger. But yeah, very strong card. A lot of mana to get it out there. As far as my main question about the Crypto Gaming Recovery Fund, we can take a look at some points about that here in a minute. Gathering says the crypto fund is awesome. Plus, I think it will have huge benefits for the advertising our game. Don't be surprised if a lot of outside guilds from failed games join us. Well, that's the point, right? It's advertising at the end of the day. I read through it, and it seems like a large number of things up front, but they're spread out over time, right? And the whole thing encourages the new players that are going to join under that to keep playing, right? So that's the basics of that. So I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it's a good idea. I don't necessarily know how many people we're going to grab at this point. Some is better than none, right? I think either you're a card player or you're not a card player. I don't think this is going to capture people who aren't necessarily card players. It may capture some people that are in it just for, buying and selling things, but we'll see. I will go ahead and mention that. Something I found since we were talking about this right up front. Another game you will have known I've made videos about lately is called RavenQuest, and they actually came out with a post on X this week, which is basically copying what the Splinterlands team, Dave and crew, are doing, right? This is specifically aimed at the game Pirate, or whatever that is. It's one of the games that we cover also, but it's along the same lines as trying to lure people in from that one particular game. So I did find that interesting. So I thought I'd mention that. But as far as just basically what they're going with, I don't see nothing wrong with it, right? It's just an advertising thing. Okay, let's jump back in. Could help some people out and maybe help them find a game that they might like in Splinterlands, right? And I don't know. I'm on the wrong page. Yeah, so. Okay, let's see here. Positive Planet checks in with it. Says, this is Birds, Bees, and Trees. Oh, you got a new name. I only do Guild Brawls. How are you? Most of my active play during the week is Guild Brawls as well. I do have, I've talked about this, I do have I have 2 accounts playing in Wild that are set up with the Archmage bot, and I'm currently out of energy. It does okay. Interesting happening, last week, sorry, my eye's itching, about this time, the X bot, which is another big bot that's used in Wild, that you can pay for the service. If you're new to Splinterlands, you can pay a monthly or seasons. They're both set up different. You end up paying a little bit to use the bot, right? And or it takes a percentage of what you make out of it as its fee, right? But Xbot went down last week, and at that point in time, for a day or so, I was making a lot more, like double what I usually would have. But when it kicked back in, my earnings went way down past what I would usually earn. So I think I kind of probably evened out. But I guess it's kind of averaged out now. But to your point, Positive Planet, most of my active play is with my 2 sets of Guild Brawls on a weekly basis. So I have been playing around once in a while. I haven't played any this week with Frontier, but have done that from time to time as well. Might jump in and play a modern match today. I don't know. Okay, let's see here. Lady Sharon's in the house. Welcome, Sharon. Says, hello, hello, hello. Hope everyone is doing well today. Wish people would be more interactive on my streams when I do Twitch. Yeah, I've stopped in a couple times. I just have to. I just don't have a whole lot of time. I try whenever I have some free time and I'm gaming and I see that some people are on. I try to stop on, and when I do stop on, I try to be interactive. It's very hard to do a show like this when people are not interacting with you, giving you things to talk about and be verbal about, and if you're gaming, back and forth, repartee about what you're doing and stuff like that. That just makes the streams go easier. So I do appreciate people putting chat in the comments and putting chat under the videos when you watch a video of mine and stuff. It all helps. So I do understand where you're coming from, Lady Sharon. If you join some people's live streams, talk a little bit. Don't just sit in the back. Of course, if you're working and you just want to help them out, that's one thing. But it does help them if you talk once in a while. Bring up a comment or a question you may have, or talk about something or other. As long as it's related to pretty much what you're doing. Power Daz is in the house. Welcome. Crypto Beaver's also here. Well, welcome, Beaver. Hey, OFG's in the house. Good morning. Crypto Beaver says they're on the slow grind to 1,050 vouchers for the new card. Yeah, I didn't even look at that. I have not even bought one because I knew it would be probably too expensive for me. Let's see here. So you said it was 1,050. Yep, 1,050. I have exactly enough to get one copy. What good is one copy going to do me, right? I don't know. I think it might be an interesting card. Has anybody come up with a good kind of use case? Obviously, it's a huge tank, right? 20 health, maxed out would be 25 health. So obviously, it would be a huge tank. Helpful in right off the top of my mind, very high mana matches, like 100 mana matches. But here's the thing. When you're playing lower levels, bronze, silver, even gold, you don't get those high-level matches too much. Now, where that would come in handy is, up in Diamond and Champ. But in Diamond or Champ, a 1 BCX card's not going to do you any good. You need a 4 BCX card, or at least 3. So that's quite expensive. Looks like a very cool card, though. Lady Sharon says, oh, in Gathering the Magic, I meant to ask you about that. I didn't even think about doing the other way. I've been doing stuff with DEC for a while. Does anyone know if the price of DEC affects the exchange rate for the stuff for like DEC to DEC vouchers? Yes, it does. The price of DEC fluctuates, and as you do, when it's comparative to the price of other things, like, so say if DEC one day is worth, I don't know, 10, let's just put a number on it, and it takes 10 of those to buy something else, then if it shrinks to 9, then the value of DEC shrinks to 9, then it might take 11 the next day. So it does fluctuate, and the game does take account for that, especially like if you're buying cards or something like that on the market. And especially on the market where you're actually doing exchange rates for, grain and such. So, good question, though. Wibble's in the house with the Wee, and Beaker's here as well. Welcome, both of you. Sharon says, I'm sitting on quite a bit of grain, and now it's about 100 DEC for 10,000 grain. Speaking of that, I really do need to do... I do need to do my weekly land claim. But let's get back into chat for a bit before we do that. Chaos's Minion is here. Welcome. Says, I'm an Atlas fan, and finding your Splinter videos, I might have to try now. Well, welcome to the fold. It's a fun game. I've been covering for years now. And this last year, they've just made it a lot better and easier to get into for new players. So the new Frontier mode and the new storyline ultimately has made it a lot easier and a lot funner, more fun for players. In fact, I've got 2 videos scheduled for this week. One, and they're both about using the new base chain for buying SPS and bringing it into the game. Okay, so it is a crypto game. The 2 main tokens in the game are DEC and SPS, and basically using the base chain from Ethereum, which is a second level chain, not to kind of get people confused or nothing, but they've made it easier and they've made it cheaper to buy and sell and trade SPS around. So I'm going to make 2 short videos this week. They're both 5-minute videos. One's going to be in 5 minutes buying SPS and bringing it into game on base, and the same thing in reverse on the base chain, taking the SPS out of the game that you've earned and converting it into real money. So a lot of people have been asking for that, so I'm going to put that on my priority list. Grab a little bit of Java there. Wibble says, Chaos Minion is a great name for Splinterlands. I agree. Doombot's here. Good afternoon to you as well. Lady Sharon says, though that voucher card is kind of hard to play, E1T has it in tourneys, and I wasn't able to play it, but I did place someone who had it and another card on a 32 mana cap and won. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be one of those cards that you're really going to have a high mana cap match to be able to take advantage of it. Really. I mean, there might be some rule sets where you specifically could use most of your mana on putting it out there, like you said, and it getting you. I'd have to think about it. Magic Gathering says, good, have to work today and put together the market watch tomorrow, so a busy weekend. Hope I can play enough to keep building my bags. That's what it's all about. Steadily playing the game and earning off the game, right? Just paying attention to it. Now, we all hit those points and periods where we're like kind of burnt out. And, it's okay to take a step back once in a while and not play the game every single day, and to postpone that, that kind of burnout. And that applies to anything in life, right? But the whole game, and Gathering and I have been doing this for a number of years, is, as you can see, let's go over to my items. And I'm not a high-level player either, but we can scroll through my cards, and just over years, you can see what I've acquired, buy, sell, trading. I haven't done a whole lot of selling, but you can see that I've amassed quite a card collection. And like I said, I'm not what I would think a to be a high level player. I would say my deck is about gold, high level gold, maybe in wild, definitely not in modern. But you can see I kind of got into this game from the card collector perspective. In fact, I'm guilty of having spent money on actually Magic the Gathering boxes this week. The Spider-Man set came out this week, and I'm also a big Marvel head, so I had to buy a couple boxes. But my main point is just staying with the game and participating in it, and it just builds up over the years, right? And suddenly, or not suddenly, after you pay attention to it and you play it, have fun with it, do different things with it, you just keep building all this up. Look, I'm still scrolling, you know, and like I said, I'm not even a high-end player in this game, you know. So, I mean, that's just my main point. Just keep with the game and try not to get yourself burnt out, and you will start amassing a nice large card collection. And here's Joffrey, says it's only good at max when it gets void. Oh, you're talking about the new card, yeah. Well, that's the problem then. The problem is that would be way too expensive for me. Back over on the exclusive, you know. So that's 11 cards. I'm pulling out the calculator. 11 times 1050 equals 11,550 vouchers. And I know that this isn't exactly upkept anymore, but they're showing the voucher at about 2 cents. So that's $242. And that's not even, you know, transaction fees and stuff like that. $242 for a max level card. So take of that what you will. Paul Taylor's here. Welcome, Paul. Thanks for dropping by. And Karen is here. Welcome, Karen. Hope your Saturday is going well. Gathering says, what is everyone's plan for the new rewards cards next month? Saving up Glint now? Plus, are the gold foils going to be max level since there is a fixed amount of them now? I haven't heard anything about gold foils being max level. The only one that's max level guaranteed is a black foil. My immediate plans are to try to max out within the next week or two. Let's reset this and go to Rebellion Rewards. Try to max out the only set that I'm good on commons, rares, and epics, but I need to try to. Why is this not scrolling up? Oh, I've got Archons. Try to max these out. And I don't know necessarily, I was thinking, you know, these are cool cards, and I like the idea of having a max set from a card collector's point of view, you know. But at the same time, are they worth using my Glint up when I could save my Glint for the new set? I don't know. That's the stage I'm at. I mean, I've got a decent amount of Glint, but it's going to take a decent amount of Glint to get the next set started, right? So, I don't know. I like them, but I don't play the legendaries as much as I play the epics. And I have the epics maxed out. Well, not gold foils, standard foils. So, like I said, these cards, the epics, have proven to be the strongest part of the set. Love Thanalorian Blade, Olivia, Arachne Weaver, Halfling Refugee is awesome. Play Night Reaper from time to time. These two, not so much, except for in that rule set where it strips off the bad part of them. But yeah, that's my plans. My plans are to try and, just from a collector's point of view, get my legendaries maxed out before the new set comes live and dive in on the new set, you know, so. Gathering says one copy could be gold foil or black foil. Yeah, but they have not mentioned about a gold foil being max. Black. That's the black foil thing, right? It's just gold foils. Here's the thing. With the new set, the gold foils, since they're going to be much more limited, it's going to be much harder to play a gold foil modern brawl. And that's kind of where I'm at. You know, when I do my brawls now, I'm doing like silver level gold foil brawls, and I'm stronger in wild because I have a few more cards I can pick from, but I can play in modern. I'm like 50-50, right? But with this new set and the much more limited gold foils, it's going to be harder and harder. You know, my main point there is it's going to be harder to fill those gold foil modern brawls, which are already hard to fill, right? So. Beaker says, "At Lady Sharon, do you also have a YouTube channel? Your Twitch streams are in my nighttime." I don't think Lady Sharon has a YouTube channel. She just started streaming here recently. She also started playing, correct me if I'm wrong, Sharon, but you've been playing Splinterlands for a month now. She came over from Atlas Earth, which I also cover, one of my main games. And she got interested. So there has been like a stream of people that came over from different other games that I've been doing coverage on and got interested in. So yeah, Sharon, if you do start up a YouTube channel, let me know so I can tell everybody about it. Alex T's in the house. Welcome. Sorry, my chat add-on for OBS doesn't show emojis for some reason. It just shows what they are. So Lady Sharon says, yes, but the whole thing with the Twitch streams is for the drops, the glint, and the card. We're supposed to give away the cards now to people who are interactive. It's not just watching. Yeah, it is true. But I'm lucky enough that I find that most of the people a great percentage of people who watch my streams are interactive. So you could just start saying that in your streams. If you want to give a card, if you want to get a giveaway, then you have to be active in stream. Chat it up. Talk about stuff, talk about the game. That's what the main point is. They want you to talk about the game and get people interested in the game. This is all just a marketing, it's a marketing thing. So let's see here. OFG says, lively chats are so much fun. I agree with that. I did an earlier stream today. I saw that pop up, but I just did not have the time to jump on. I've got so many things going on a Saturday morning just to get ready for this. Just for some people in different time zones, it was fun. Yeah, I mean, what we really need is, and we've got a high amount of people that play from different countries, like the Philippines and things like that. We need some other people from like the Philippines, like India, and different other places that will jump on and do some streams is what we really do need. It's like my company. We provide 24-hour support for our product, right? When the support team here in the United States basically logs off, then we have a team that is in Europe that logs on, and then when they log off, we have a team in India that logs on, etc. It's kind of like that. Sharon says, I have like 16 to 20 people watching, but when I do like a grubfish giveaway, nobody responds or 2 or 3 people respond. Yeah, they're just trying to get the points, which I mean still is good for Glint, but you need to encourage them to be interactive. And I found like, asking questions of something you talked about, talk about something early in the stream, and then halfway through your stream, hey, the person that can give me this answer gets a card or whatever, the first, so just do stuff like that. I'm not the greatest at it either, frankly. In fact, a lot of times I'll do the spin the wheel and things, and I'm lucky enough that most of the people that watch my streams do interact. Sharon says, YouTube doesn't have the giveaway, and I have to have more subscribers anyway before I can even stream. Though through Streamlabs, nothing is monetized for me. I was just doing it to help people get stuff. Yeah, yeah, don't force yourself to do something you don't really want to do, because at the end of the day, then you're just doing it like a job, right? I love talking to everybody on my streams. I love doing this kind of thing. It is a job. It does take work. I try to do it as efficiently, and you're trying to do you have enough of these goals you want to hit. You want to make your channel earn money and stuff like that, but we also want to talk about the game, right? So speaking of the game, let's jump in and I haven't played a modern. I don't even have any energy. I was hoping I'd have some energy. Let's go into. Let's go buy some energy. Nope, wrong store. Hey, I can buy some packs while we're here. Let's do 5 packs. Let's see here. No, what's that? 13 packs. Haven't bought packs in a few weeks. Let me see how many I have. I have 41 packs to open. I'll have to do a little video on that. What I wanted to do was to go to Guild and Guild Store. No. I'm confused now of where to go. No, I don't want to. Okay, I can buy. They put a tab up here for buying energy. So I can buy energy directly with Glint. Let's do. How much is 10 energy? I was just going to buy chests. Yeah, let's just buy 10 energy. I had my bots playing at 2 per hour, so it ran me down. Let's do a battle, and then we'll get back to chat. Okay, are you entertained? You can summon 1 additional gladiator, and of course we're playing in bronze 2. So this player looks like he plays a lot of water. Okay, that's kind of a general, not a whole lot of okay, I think I'll go with Razzie. I've got 43 mana to spend. Let's go, and I get an extra gladiator, or I get yeah. So I can summon 1 gladiator. Let's go with Zulax right up front. I haven't played him for a while. He's got thorns. He's got close range. He's got bloodlust and void armor. Okay, let's switch over to some range. I like Razzie because all of them get close range. Chaos Battle Mage in the back. Grammel the Hunger. Yeah, I'll put him in the back. Bren, maybe. That's using up my, let's see here. We'll get back to chat here in a minute. How about Death Ranger? We'll use Death Ranger right here. And let's see here. I got 2 spots. I got 3. I got 7 mana. Got the Arena Fanatic I could use. How about the Conscript? That only gives me 1 mana left. I cannot. Do I have... Yes, can I slip in? Yeah, perfect. In second spot. What about that? Let's see what that does. Okay. Oh, he went with Underboss Fabino and Quora. Oh, he's playing some of these lower. Okay, well, let's see how that happens. Speed it up a little bit. Okay, there's a victory. Got 0.08 SPS out of that and 79 glint. Okay, well, I haven't played a modern match in quite a while. Let's jump back into chat and see what everybody's talking about. And you know what it is? It is noon. So that means in the chat, put hashtag SPS to the moon and get your name in a drawing for a Arena Fanatic. And then I'm going to open my weekly card pack. Hashtag SPS to the moon to get your name in on a Arena Fanatic drawing. And then we'll jump back over to chat. While you're doing that, let me see where I left off in the chat. Yeah, and back to Lady Sharon's point, streaming on YouTube and streaming on Twitch are really different, really different. OFG says, oh man, I bet those Market Watch videos take work too. Yeah, he does that for land and for cards. So Gathering says 3+ hours. Okay, let's get people's name on the list here. Welcome, Merlin's Matrix. See, you're here. Alex T says SPS to Mars. Okay, take a little drink here. Okay, give another minute. If you want to get in on the drawing for a Arena Fanatic, put hashtag SPS to the moon in the chat. Okay, there we go. Let's do some shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And who will the winner be? Would you look at that? Chaos Minion. Now, Chaos Minion, I do have to say that to get this card, you have to have a Splinterlands account. Do you have a Splinterlands account? Let me write your name down. So since you were thinking about playing the game, then you will need to sign up for an account and use my link in any of my Splinterlands videos. I have a referral link. Use that, sign up for the game, and once you get into the game, let me know what your in-game name is, and then I'll send it to you. For some reason, I cannot find my sticky pad. I have to pull up my notebook on my computer here. Okay, if you've done it, Chaos Minion, go ahead and let me know after you go through it what your in-game Splinterlands name, which is also called your Hive name. He wins an Arena Fanatic card, 1 BCX. So. And there's no hurry on that. You can, by the end of the show, you can let me know, or you can ping me in a Discord. And let me pull up my... If anybody wants to ping me in Discord, this is my official Discord name. So... Okay. And congratulations on that. It's a good way to start out your account. Good way to start out your account. Okay. So now the next thing I want to do is I want to buy my weekly pack, which will go to the shop, to card packs. I will buy, as usual, an Alchemy pack, and I want to buy one. And I'll buy it with DEC, save a little bit of money, confirm. Quite welcome, Chaos Minion. And you can also join my Discord if you wish. I have a channel for talking about Atlas Earth as well as Splinterlands. Let's go to here. And I will pull that up here. Okay. And if anybody's interested, you can join my Discord, where we talk about different things, you know, mainly Splinterlands and Atlas Earth, but I also have a channel for RavenQuest and Raven Idol, which is getting ready to go live on the 11th of October. But that's also interesting too. Okay, so do I have enough potions? I do have enough potions. So let's go ahead. Cross your fingers for me. We'll open an Alchemy pack. And you should also check out Gathering the Magic's videos. He's got a good running analytical set of videos on Splinterlands. Okay. It's a standard pack. I've had kind of a run of a few weeks here where I'm not gaining a whole lot of good stuff here. Okay, I have that in black foil. Okay, nothing exciting this week. Kind of 1200 DC down the drain, but okay. So let's go back to chat and see what everybody's talking about. Yeah, it's been a few weeks since I got an interesting draw on my pack, but I've been buying one per week. Oh, you know what? I do have to do my land as well. We can talk about land for a little bit. Doombot says not seen a land update this week, but I think he said he was doing one fortnightly. Yeah, I think he flip-flops between weeks. I'm not sure. Alex T says, technically, if you had Excel and used Python, you could have done it automatically. Yep, you'd have to know how to do that, though. And then Gathering says, but where's the fun in that? Alex T comes back with, you could use Grok and just do the whole thing automatically. Yeah, if you trust it. The thing about using AI is getting a lot better, but it's still not perfect. And this led to an interesting discussion because I work for a company, and this isn't game related, but I work for a company. We make software, and a lot of the newer developers that are coming out of college now are learning to develop using AI tools, which is fine to increase efficiency, but if you don't know enough about what you're coding and you don't know what the mistakes are when the AI produces code for you, you don't know what to look out for. That's a mistake to fix it before it goes into testing or whatever, right? So this whole idea of we have this whole generation that is learning how to code using AI and completely 100% trusting it. And at a certain point, when a lot of people, the age out of my age group and the next generation under me that actually know the code and how to code, taking to the argument that code changes really, on a quick basis. But the point is that if you don't know what's wrong with the code and you're using AI, you're trusting AI to be 100% correct, which it leads to a lot of these movies we've watched where AI takes over the world. But my whole point is we're going to get to a point where people actually don't even know how to code, right? They're just using AI, and that will lead to something bad. So, Alex T says AI won't replace people. It will just make people much more efficient. I call bullshit on that. I call bullshit. Sorry. Sorry with my language. I usually don't curse, but companies worldwide now are using AI tools, especially in functions such as IT, such as HR, such as finance, and a number of others. They tell you to your face that they're not going to replace the number of people with AI, but what is a company all about? The profit margin. And when they can lay people off and use AI, even though AI is much less, doesn't work as good, does not bring as good results as the actual people who trained the AI, you've got massive layoffs, which increases their bottom line because what's the most, I know I'm getting off on a I'm getting off on a tangent. Sorry. I will say that AI is being used to have massive layoff for companies to increase their bottom line. And I call bullshit on any company that says that AI will not take away people's jobs, because I've seen it. My company was acquired by a larger company and it has been gutted, and company-wide. It wasn't just my company, company-wide, multi-billion-dollar business, AI being brought on, thousands of people losing their job. Okay, sorry. Back on gaming, something we do to get away from the real world, right? Okay. Let's see here. Alex T says, I'm not in the middle of the jungle hunting terrorists. If I was doing that, it would be hard. Gathering says, I would love Alex to start a channel and talk Splinterlands. Yeah, that would be fun. Gathering says, pay-per-view. Alex versus Tails, pay-per-view. Let's see here. OFG says, just harvested my keep. That's 1K DEC getting swapped over to vouchers. I need at least 1 BCX of DAR. Yeah, I agree. I went off on the huge... I love these cards. I love having extra cards, and I love the usefulness of being able to use the different tokens on them. But the prices are just incredible. The prices are just incredible, and I also find myself stepping back and saying, well, is it even worth having 1 BCX if that 1 BCX never gets used for anything? It's not like a traditional collectible tradable card game where you could buy one and then down the road the price increases. Okay, we all know how that goes. But I would really, in the big picture of things, like to buy a card and have it be immediately useful for me. And I generally play, my account generally plays in Wild at the Diamond 1 to Champ 3 level, and a 1 BCX of a card is just going to sit there and not be used. So, but I like cool new cards, and they had to have something, to put out there. And I think they also need, as you go up in levels, they need these higher level cards to start increasing the higher end, especially when you get a 100 mana match or a 99 mana match or something like that. And, most of us can only field 55, 60 mana, something like that, right? And then the rest is just wasted. So they're starting to put these higher cost cards out there, making them harder to get, read expensive, but they would come in handy mostly, I think, when, when you have a high mana match like that. Which, to Sharon's earlier point, was it doesn't happen very often at lower levels, right? Speaking of that, let's go ahead and harvest because I haven't harvested in a while. I got to pull up my spreadsheet here. Anybody in chat been doing their harvesting lately, or buying, selling, or trading land? I'm keeping an eye on the market. I haven't found any juicy deals lately, though. Okay, this is my land in Veritas. I'm not producing aura in this, just grain and wood, so I should be good. I'm a poet and didn't know it. $45,000 grain and change. And 14,877 wood. Okay. Nothing exciting, but it always helps because I'll sell a little bit extra here and there on a weekly basis for some extra DEC. Okay, now let's do the harvest all. I am going to need 5,000 extra stone because I do not produce stone. I've been looking for a stone producing, but let's go ahead and let's just do 5,500. Now that would be in Tostington, correct, at 5%. That's 500 DEC. Do I have enough grain? That would be, oh, it shifted off. Okay, let's just swap grain for stone. I'll get back to chat after I get this done here. Okay, let's do a claim all. If you're relatively new to the game, this is the land part of the game in Splinterlands. It's not really for brand new people to the game, but it is another part that after you start playing, you can decide whether you want to jump into or not. You can grow and harvest and buy, sell, and trade, and make, if you do it right, you can make a profit off of it. Let's see here. I got 20,000, almost 21,000 grain. Got a little bit of wood, 1,600. Now the big thing here is I am producing aura in this region. 479, which to this point I'm still just stacking. And 2,900 aura. guess I'm just waiting for something to happen that I can use the aura on that's really exciting to me, right? Okay, let's go back to production. One more region, and this is the region where I have most of my land. Still haven't done with this one. I need to swap off. I need to go through this week and trade some of the cards off of some of these common lands and put it on this rare grain producing land is what I really need to do. Okay, to make better use of my cards and DEC staked. So I need, let's just go with 2,000 stone. We need Ravenwood, grain. Need 2,000 stone. At 0.5, I don't know if that makes a whole lot of difference, but always remember when you're doing your swaps to reduce this down here to 0.5. So I guess in the big picture of things that you'd pay the least amount for the exchange. Okay, let's go back. Let's do the claim all. $47,000 grain. $9,300 wood. $703 iron, not a whole lot of iron. I only have that one property, I believe. Mining iron. And why do I have an outstanding battle? I turned my bot off. I know I turned my bot off. That the one thing I really kind of bothers me about the Archmage bot is it doesn't work right. You can turn it off and it still plays. Okay, let's go back to chat. Hey, DeFizz sent me some cards. Nice. Let's see what he sent. Oh, DeFizz sent me a pickle. Nice. Thanks. More than one pickle. How many pickles did you send me, DeFizz? Let's look at the pickles. See, that's under Conclave promo? Yeah. How many did you send to Fizz? I didn't see how many you sent. I got a bunch of the regular foil pickles now, but how many did you send? And I'll give them away. I also, let's see here. $19. Okay, I'll give them away. Maybe another episode. Let me write that down. Okay, I'll give those away at one point, and I have that written down. Okay, let's see who wins this. It looks very... Oh, hey, it used my black foil here in the back. Black foil Caravan Guard. I love Jin Chwala. And Venari Crystal Smith, also a favorite of mine. Jin Renova as well. Gathering says, wondering if I should burn my regular foil reward commons for Glint. I haven't done that. I consider just keeping the cards. Alex T says, I've been saving Glint, probably for the new set. Hey, I won. I scored 6.3 SPS and 1,200 Glint. Back to the lobby. Beaker says, I have the same question gathering. Trying to finish off my legendary Soulbound Rebellion would be my first that I complete by playing Bada's playing. Yeah, that's like I talked about earlier. That's I want to finish the set off before, it goes out, obviously. This caught my eye. Positive Planet says Michael and Dwight are preparing for the birth of a watermelon. I don't even know what that means. OFG says gold foils are going for like $210. Alex T says they're getting rid of the gold draws. They sure are. With the new distribution method, how that's going to go down. Like they talked about, the gold foil draws are going out, and the gold foils are going to be a lot rarer than what they are now. Because obviously you could buy them, right, with Glint, but now a lot rarer. Hence what I talked about earlier. The gold foil matches in Guild Brawls are going to be a lot harder to fill. So yeah, we might get into a situation where I might not be able to fill the gold foil brawls as easily. It would have to be more the wild gold foil brawls for me. Even though I'm buying new gold foils, I won't have mine as high level, to be competitive. Let's go over. Let's clear. We can look at my Conclave Arcana gold foils. And you can see, level 3, 4 commons. Rares are, level 2, 3, somewhere in there. Mostly level 2. Epics, level 1. Legendaries also level 1. I do not have a very good selection of legendary gold foils. So, yeah. Doombot says, I think reward draw costs will increase as there will be gold foil chance to get in them. Well, yeah, here's a question. Is there a chance in chests to get the gold foils? Not sure. They're going to take the gold foil draws out, but is there still a chance to get them in the chests? That's a good question. Gathering says yes, gold rarity draws going away because gold foils in the new set will be limited in number. Yeah, and done up front, pre-minted, that is. Forgot that word. That is why I am wondering if they will be max level. No, they won't be. They would say that if they were. I think the max level thing is what they reserved for black foils. Doombot agrees. Lady Sharon says, actually, I started at the end of June, bought the spell book, I think around July 4th. So that means almost 3 months. Oh, wow. I guess time flies when you're having fun, right? I think the big thing that has helped is people have been so nice donating. Yeah. Okay, jumping forward a little bit. Trying to catch up with where people are. I know I fell way behind on chat. Lady Sharon says, okay, seriously, I don't code, but I've done things like SQL and, of course, complicated Excel formulas, and I always Google how to do it, but then I build on it. I see what it does and then tweak it. Yeah, that's because, you know what you're doing. The problem with AI is it's always going to, I don't know, maybe not always, but at this point, look at it as a helper because it's going to be about 80%, going to get you about 80% there. You still need to know what you're doing that other 20% of the way. And also, you need to be able to look at everything that was produced. And this isn't just coding. This is anything AI produces. You need to look at it and see if it's correct. Okay, we're rounding out the hour. Let's end it off with a bang, okay? Hashtag SPS to the moon and get your name in on a drawing for another Arena Fanatic. Chaos Minion is out of this one. because they won one earlier. Hashtag SPS to the moon. Wibble says, bought a few more plots. Renting cards still needs a lot more DEC. Boo. Yeah. Once you start buying land, you increasingly learn that it's the biggest cost, I think, on the land is that DEC up front. Well, I mean, something could be said if you're going to be putting expensive cards on it, you know, the price of the cards, but... Once again, I thank everybody for dropping by and spending some time with me chatting Splinterlands this week. Should be back next week on Saturday, same bat time, same bat channel, 11:30 Eastern. Alex T says, SBS, if I win, I'm going to giving it to someone I feel like giving it to. Okay. That's fair. Lady Sharon says, I'm giving this another minute. If you want to get in on the drawing, please put hashtag SPS to the moon in the chat and get your name in on a drawing for an Arena Fanatic. You do have to play Splinterlands, have a Splinterlands account to get this card sent to you. I missed DeFizz. Yes, I did. Thanks for bringing that up. Also, if you see your name and I missed it, let me know before we do the spin. Lady Sharon says, going back to Splinterlands, I just did my harvest yesterday and added a card to my grain plot. I see wood for sale in my area for under $16, and it's so tempting, but I said I don't want to put any more cash in the game for a bit. Well, I think most of us say that from time to time, right? I'm usually pretty good about it, but if I see a good deal... DeFizz says, I do about 10 hours of SQL coding every week. Okay, here we go. Anybody see that I missed their names? Okay, let's do it to it. Mountain Dew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here we go. Cross your fingers. Hey, would you look at that? Alex T won. Okay. Alex, what's your in-game name? Or if you want to tell me who you want me to send it to. Perfect timing. I'm just about out of coffee. Last drink. So, Alex, who would you like me to send it to? SQL carries. Coders like to ish on it, but it's everything. Yeah, we use a lot of SQL where I work. I'm not familiar with how to do it, but I know a lot of people that do. Oh, Alex T says, give it to Lady Sharon. Will do. Lady Sharon, what's your in-game name for the Arena Fanatic? Lady Sharon wants, yeah, we're waiting on the last word for Lady Sharon. Just let me know in the chat what your in-game name is, and we can wrap this up. Okay, but thanks to everybody who I can get with Sharon on in Discord. Thanks for everybody stopping by. As always, I appreciate everybody dropping by and chatting Splinterlands with me on a weekly basis. We got a lot of things going on. I just want to make you aware before I sign off here. If you haven't seen, I'm pulling up the Splinterlands Discord. If you have not seen all these announcements that Dave has been putting out lately, and Clayboyne, so we have, that's what I talked about. Okay, so the big thing this week, I know I'm going over, but I wanted to mention this. Okay, D-Crops has added their game to help out with this, with the Crypto Gaming Recovery Fund. I'm sorry I didn't mention it. It is another game on the Hive blockchain. I play it on a daily basis. But they are helping out with the Crypto Gaming Recovery Fund. I don't have any details on how they are doing it, but I do play D-Crops. So if you want a referral code, let me know in the comments, or let me know, ping me in Discord. I can get you a referral code. It's a farming game on Hive, but that's great to hear. Also, Dave brought up, I just wanted to stick this in here, that they're looking for ideas of new rule sets. If you have any ideas, you can kick them in, get them put into the game. And I'm not going to read through this, but they have a major infrastructure change coming up. So read through this because it may impact the game coming up for a little bit. Hopefully they went through QA a lot with it and didn't see anything, but they're getting ready to bring it onto the Monster Mavericks server, which is the high-end players, right? Just to make sure. So all that to say that there's a lot of stuff going on in game. So check out the official announcements that Dave and Royal Eagle have been putting out on the official Discord. Okay, with that said, thanks for dropping by. Hope to see you back here next week, Saturday, 11:30 Eastern time. Same bat time, same bat channel. Otherwise, I hope next week is great for you. So as always, I'll see you in Splinterlands.